Tex and Lila. I met a man named Tex in Elko while sitting at the stockman's place, knee brace on one leg, and years of cowboying written on his face. Next to him, his lady love for almost 10 years. But the beer and the whiskey couldn't conceal a love he'd hid for years. He leaned over toward me and whispered as he pointed across the room, "That's the woman who broke my heart when I was a young buck in bloom." Across the room he'd seen her. The years had used both of their lives. She'd rounded the corner of 50, and he'd beat the hell out of 65. The whiskey through the years had softened most his pain. He'd always loved this cowgirl. Now only the memories remained. They used to cowboy together since they could mount a horse. But now the wind-whipped hills of Nevada held their secrets and their remorse. They'd had secret moments as they'd hid in bales of hay, sharing young love in each other's arms, making love, using most the day. He watched mesmerized as she crossed the room. I saw some grief in his woman's eyes. Lila had her husband's love, and she'd settled for half a life. Lila graced the bar stool next to them, her stare glued to Tex's glazed eyes. "I never could hide anything from you with my damned old lying eyes." Tex's wife went quickly away to her friends across the room. No reason for her to suffer the pain as her husband opened old wounds. I watched his face change from a glow to a boyish grin. He saw a young raven-haired girl in his mind. She'd placed her small hand on his chin. "How you doin', cowboy? It's been many a year since we shared a good conversation across a tall, cool, cold beer." It was plain from my view to see. Her love for Tex had never departed, but she'd places to see and things to do when she left Elko and Tex broken-hearted. The rodeo queen and the champion rider talked as time had never passed. They drank a few beers and cried a few tears about how time had moved so fast. When the last call came to that dimly lit bar, and the end of the evening, too, Lila held Tex's face in both her hands and said, "No one ever took the love I had for you. Yes, I went away and moved far from home, but your love never left me. With our memories, I was never alone." That big old cowboy lost all control, and he kissed her one passionate kiss. "That one I'll take with me to the grave, my beautiful rodeo miss." They left that night to their separate lives, Lila her husband and Tex his wife. I knew I'd witnessed a beautiful thing, love through the ages with no wedding ring. Tex told me softly as he left the bar, "It don't get much better than this is. My first love, a last kiss, and an understanding missus."